Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Zeke and welcome back to another Black Ops 3 video guys, and I'm bringing you more info about the Black Ops 3 multiplayer. This time I've got the perks full list for you guys. I'm gonna cover all the 3 tiers of the perks, in total of 18 perks guys. Some of them are new, most of them are old school, but I'm gonna start off with tier 1. We have the Flak Jacket, which actually reduces your explosive damage that you get from the enemy explosives basically. Then we've got the Blind Eye, which makes you invisible to some optic attachments and some AI score streaks, which is an old school perk as well. Then we've got Ghost coming back from Black Ops 2. I believe that's the last time we saw it in a Call of Duty game. I'm not sure guys, correct me if I'm wrong. But what it does actually, it makes you invisible to enemy UAVs unless you're camping or standing on the same place guys, because you have to be constantly moving while you're running this perk and if an enemy UAV is in the air, so keep that in mind. Then we got the Blast Suppressor back from Advanced Warfare. But in Advanced Warfare it was kind of more useful than it was Black Ops 3, because some people actually said that you don't get let me make this clear for you guys. Blast Suppressor actually makes you invisible to the enemy minimap pings, because you get you as a dot on enemy's minimap get a ping when you're using a thrust, jump, or any movement, any special movement, as it was in Advanced Warfare. But in Black Ops 3 you don't get those, that many pings, so I don't think it's going to be that useful. Maybe in Search and Destroy it's going to be more of a clutch perk, but I'm not sure. We have to wait and see till the release date. Next up, we've got the Afterburner, which means that you're going to be refilling or recharging your pack, or thrust pack, faster. So basically, you can do all those crazy movements even faster, and it means you can be more faster, in every way, because the lightweight perk was actually removed from the perk list, because you're not going to be it was kind of clutch perk, so this is going to be a something that will replace it, I believe. But anyway, moving on to Overclock. Now this actually earns your specialist weapon or specialist ability faster. Now I'm not sure how fast it's gonna be. We have to test that when the game comes out, or even sometime earlier. But what it does, it actually gets your ability faster. But there are some pretty cool abilities that I really like, especially the teleportation ability that I'm not sure what's the name of the character, but it's pretty cool guys. I'm gonna be using this Overclock perk mostly, unless I'm gonna use the Ghost or the Blind Eye for the Search and Destroy, as well as the Blast Suppressor. So yeah, now that is for perk tier 1 guys. In total we have 6 perks in each tier, so keep that in mind. Now moving on to perk grid 2 or tier 2, we've got the Scavenger, which actually replenishes your ammo from dead bodies, and as well tacticals and lethals. Now in previous 2 Call of Duties we didn't have this ability to replenish tacticals and lethals. That's why it wasn't so useful as it was in Black Ops 2, because in Black Ops 2 the C4 was the most popular lethal equipment that you could acquire, and it was very easy to reacquire through enemies' dead bodies using these Scavenger perks. So this is a very useful perk. Then we've got the Hardwire, which is basically the same thing, but listen to this. It immunes you to the counter UAVs and Power Core. I'm not sure what Power Core is, and it also immunes you to EMP grenades, and will not trigger proximity-based lethal and tacticals, which means claymores and mines, or kind of bouncing Betty stuff, isn't gonna explode or detonate. It's gonna have delayed detonation, which is a pretty cool thing guys. It's gonna clutch you sometimes, help you out in some sticky situations. Then we've got the Fast Hands guys, pretty much returning in the same way that it's always been in Call of Duty history. Basically you switch your weapons faster and use your lethals and tacticals even more faster. Yeah, then we've got the Tracker one. Now the Tracker isn't a useful perk, but what it does, it makes you see enemies' footsteps or footprints on your minimap, yellow footprints, for the past 5 or 4 seconds, I believe. And it's not that useful, because in some kind of chaotic game mod, it's gonna be useless because people are moving so fast. I think this is more of a Search and Destroy perk. That's where this perk is gonna work out mostly. Then we've got the cold-blooded, which is kind of anti-perk to the tracker perk, because it makes your footprints show up on the enemy minimap for just 1 or 2 seconds, because the tracker makes you visible on the enemy minimap with your footprints for 5 or 4, and the cold-blooded makes it for 1 or 2. And there are some uses for the cold-blooded, basically I think for some attachments even, I'm not too sure, but I think that's the only use that it got. And of course the new hardline perk, because the hardline was removed from the perk list because one of the specialist characters had I think like a hardline ability, but this is anti-up. So what this does actually makes you start up every time you respawn with plus 200 points to your score streak, which is going to be amazing. Like, it's going to be awesome, guys. It's even better than the hardline, I believe. I'm not sure if it's going to be that useful. I'm not sure what are the scores that you have to get for all the score streaks, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. It could be good, for the UAVs if you're running only UAV. And that may be a cool thing to do. But yeah, so this is it with the perk agreed to. Now let's move on to the perk agreed 3. So starting off, guys, I may have a delay with the screenshots, guys. I apologize for that. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. Now we have dead silence, which makes your footsteps not as loud as they were, or as they are, and pretty much this is an old school perk, and most of the perk grade 3 perks are old school and classic ones, except the only new perk that we have. Then we've got the awareness, which is a very useful perk, guys, for guys who use headsets, which makes you hear the footsteps a lot more better, and it's kind of a cool thing, but not all the people are using the headset, so it's pretty much useless for them to use the awareness, and they could run something else. And the engineer, guys, as always, is the same one. Makes you see enemy equipment through the walls, outlined with red color. Then we've got the tactical mask, guys. Makes you less I think it makes you immune to all the tactical equipment. Then we've got the gunho perk, which makes you hip fire your weapon, deploy equipment, and throw grenades while sprinting. Now in Advanced Warfare you could do this even while you're sliding. I'm thinking this is not going to be able in Black Ops 3, only while you're sprinting, but that's a good thing, because I don't even use this gunho perk in Black Ops 3 at all unless I run a shotgun, but I think they patched it now, and it's useless to use it with a shotgun now. So, and the last and the best perk out of the perk grade 3, and I think is like the number 2 perk in the whole game, the Sixth Sense. Now what this does, guys, on your minimap, it places like an arrow, a red arrow that shows you where the enemies are. So it basically tells you in which direction they are, but it's not so accurate, because the enemy could be in the upper right and it's going to show you in the right. But if you know the map pretty well, then you can know where the enemy could be. But that's a very thing, guys. And now it does show you, I'm not sure how far it's going to show when the enemy is, but I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty close distance. So that's a thing. Now yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. I hope that you're gonna have a great day. Yeah, guys, so I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.